We're fans over here of your product. But to be honest, until I got hit up from the PR, I did not know that you had this service where your own delivery service and your own takeout service. So can you tell me how that came about and how you joined forces with Cheech on that?
Well, it's been illegal for so many years, that it's kind of hard to accept the fact that we can talk about it.
Right?
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it was always, you always had to hide and so on, and then you get nervous. I still get nervous when I get in the car and I'm being followed, and then I think, no, it's okay. It's legal. Yeah.
Right. And remember, you dealt with the whole thing with selling the bongs and all of that.
Yeah.
So, we talked.
But now they're apparently, I don't know if it passed, but they're debating the legalization, and the biggest drawback they're saying is they're worried there's going to be more stoned drivers on the road. They're so old fashioned. They don't understand that alcohol has nothing to do with pot. If anything, when you smoke pot, you become paranoid enough that if there's really any problem, well, you don't drive.
Or you don't drive.
If you're too buzzed, you can't find your car keys anyway. So
I have some friends that actually, I know this is probably terrible to say, but drive better, because when you're just on autopilot and you're like, but when you are a little, not impaired, but altered, shall I say, you're more careful, and you're more, like you said, a little bit of paranoia, I think, on the road is good because you're more aware.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's good. And what I do, because I know my limitations, if I got to change the radio or something or fix something, I'll pull over and stop, because I can't do two things at the same time,
Right.
And so in a lot of ways it's safer, but we're really looking at a legalization across the board now, and when that happens, I mean, this is why we got our take up service getting ready to, it's launched today.
Oh, it launches today. So let me be clear, because I went to the website and I wasn't completely clear. So it's a delivery service.
Yes.
But it says takeout, but that's just a cute, like, you can't go to a venue and literally take out. It's a delivery service, right?
Exactly. Okay. And what we were doing, it was like a takeoff on the Chinese takeout.
Chinese takeout. Yeah,
pizza takeout. Yeah, that's especially Chong, with the name Chong takeout.
Right. So wait a minute. This new, I didn't realize. I know, again, in the email it said some lucky people might get you and
Cheech
in the love machine. I have questions about that, but just to be really clear, so the whole service and the delivery service idea launches today.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's why I hadn't heard of it before.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're gonna be big customers, I think. That's amazing.
I love it. And there's another thing too that I'm kind of wrapping my head around this publicity. It's I call it negative publicity, which isn't a good name for it. Anything negative. Right. But what I'm saying is that when you have some kind of altercation, like an argument, I don't know. Do you remember when Trump and Rosie O'Donnell had a feud going?
Yeah.
Well, that was a sign of negative publicity, because as long as they had that feud going, people were interested in what Rosie O'Donnell was doing.
That's true.
And what Donald Trump was doing.
Right.
That was Trump's way of keeping himself in the news.
Right.
And people have been using that all along, and sometimes it's set up, sometimes it borders on insanity, like the guy that said that he was assaulted in Chicago, and it turned out to be fake.
What was the Chicago story? I'm sorry, I'm not clear on what happened there.
The actor, he said he was assaulted.
Oh yeah, Jesse Smollett.
Yes.
The actor, yes. Yeah, I remember that. And then we find out it was all. That's why so many people think
it was all put on.
Right, and that's why some people think the Chris Rock Will Smith thing is put on. They're skeptical now. people don't know what to believe anymore.
Well, yeah, because and they're the same people that that think Trump won the election.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset, because you kind of question everything.
Yeah.
And that's when I saw the Chris Rock thing. A couple of things. First of all, I knew it was real.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't phony. And then I felt really a lot of empathy. Well, a lot of I was so proud of Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Because the way he handled it was so cool, so together. There's so many ways you could have done that. And then on the opposite was Will, the way he lost it.
Yeah.
But I understand why he did too, because Will, well, what happens with Will, see, as an actor, you got to really be careful, because the native people, the Indians, as they used to be called, the First Nations people, they never like to have their picture taken. They said that the camera steals your soul.
Right.
And in a lot of ways, it's so true, because when you're on camera, you will do things that you would never do without being looked at, like showing off. Hey, what's that Willie Nelson joke? Hey, hold my beer, watch this, hold my beer, and he goes, kills himself. So I think what happened with Will is that he had been so hung up into the movie that we're playing the father, that character took over, for that moment. It took over, and he, boom, he was, all of a sudden he was that guy. Well, what I'm saying about acting is that which is one of the reasons myself, like, people, I've only done movies where, for the most part, where I'm that stoner character, because that's my trademark.
Yeah.
And I got control. I got total control over that character. But I'm not the kind of actor that could play a killer or play, be an actor, because actors, you really do, when you become that other person, you really do become that other person.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Cheech he succeeds in kind of trying to broaden those roles.
Well, he did, but again, Cheech was raised by LAPD, so that was it. Cheech really is going back to his roots. He knows exactly. He knows exactly.
Family members that are LAPD.
His dad was a LAPD sergeant.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's passed away, but his dad was notorious.
Oh my God! What is the irony, considering Cheech and Chong and the weed, and his dad was a cop?
Yes.
How did I not know that? That's amazing.
And his dad, I just talked to Cheech recently about it, because someone asked, we did a Q&A, and someone asked us, hey, Cheech, you ever smoke out with your dad, And Cheech says, hell no, are you kidding? And so I thought that was weird, because I knew his dad, and his dad got very kind of artistic in his old age, in his retirement.
Yeah.
And an artist, one of the, necessary tool in an artist kit is pot, And so I thought that was weird. I thought
it's a necessary tool.
Yes. and so, actor, artists, rappers, songwriters, all those guys. And the thing is about pot, it's so healthy. It is so healthy for you. And that's why, getting back to, the delivery service.
Yeah.
Because we together, Cheech and Chong own the world, apart, I became myself, Cheech became himself, but it wasn't as strong as us together. Now, I've been dealing with the marijuana way longer than Cheech, because Cheech never believed in it. He thought, like his dad taught him, that pot was evil and blah blah blah, and it wasn't until it got legal that Cheech really relaxed, and then he's got his own brand out and everything else, and so the misconceptions of pot was what I was always fighting over,
You've always done that more than anyone.
Yeah, really? when I went to jail, it was kind of voluntary, because what they did, they threatened my family, but talking to lawyers and that after, that wouldn't have held up. I could have beat it, but I would have had to compromise. I would have had to, do. In fact, they tried to get me to do anti-pot commercial. No. They did, and I did an anti-pot commercial, but it came out Cheech and Chong. It came out so funny that it was like another Cheech and Chong movie. But what really what I found out is the health benefits.
I know
of pot.
We talked about this. You had some serious health issues, and you attribute. Yeah, I remember all of that. I mean, there's nobody. I think you're the king of advocacy, activism for this, and it just must be really gratifying to you to see that we're all coming around and realizing that it should have never been illegal. Alcohol is so much more dangerous.
Well, but again, everything in moderation. You're okay.
Of course.
You're not going to hurt yourself. But absolutely, it's like the public, when they found out how terrible cigarettes were for you.
Yeah.
It took years. Almost 50 some odd years before they changed. Up until then, they were lying like crazy about it. Saying doctors. When my mom had TB back in the 40s, 50s, there were ads on all over the place about doctors prefer Camel cigarettes. 9 out of 10 doctors preferred Camel cigarettes.
That's crazy. Well, listen, let me just ask you, because I definitely want to help promote this new service you're doing. You mentioned, and my main question really is, so you had your brand for a long time. Then Cheech, after things became legal, created his brand. How did you guys, so you're saying like you're more powerful together, so you decided to join forces to do
well, it's my son, Paris Chong, really arranged for us to get back together again. Actually, Cheech and I hadn't seen each other for years.
Okay.
And then my son realized, that we're missing out on a brand.
Yeah.
And so he arranged a meeting for Cheech and I, and the meeting didn't go that well because we had some differences that were unresolved. We still have them.
Okay.
But I hadn't seen him for so long, so I sent him an email, or I thought I sent him an email saying that, even though we're not working together, it was sure nice seeing you again. I missed you, blah, blah, blah. And my son intercepted the email and he wrote his own. And he said, we got to get back together. We're missing out, blah, blah, blah. And so next thing I know, my son had set up a rehearsal time for Cheech and I to get back together again. And it worked out really well.
Was that when I interviewed you guys, and then you guys also performed at the Roxy?
Remember no, it was way before that.
Oh, so we're talking way before that. Okay.
Yeah, that's getting together.
You had already gotten together before the anniversary of the Roxy show. You're just giving me the background. So your son really was responsible for helping to get you guys back together. You've been back together as friends and now business partner. I don't know if it's business partners, but this partnership for a few years now. Yes.
Oh yeah. Since 2008, we got together in 2008. We did a concert tour. We did everything, and then as we got closer to legalization, then I always had my brand, and then Cheech got his, and it's a nice marriage now. And so now that we got our our weed brand going, our delivery service, what we're going to do is revert back to the Up in Smoke characters, and the lucky people that win. The contest starts today, and whoever wins, Cheech and I show up at their door in character with the lowrider.
Well, I'm going to have a chance to win this because I'm going to order from you today. Let me ask you a question. How do you have the love machine? Like, how are you getting, where's that car been? And how is that going to be?
We did research. We found a guy, a big fan, that reconstructed the love machine from top to bottom. It's way better than the one we used in the movie.
Okay.
But it's identical.
Wow.
And we did some promo shots, I guess last week in it, and it was so much fun. You know what I love about it? I don't have to drive. Cheech does all the driving.
Oh, there you go.
I sit there and be stoned the whole time.
Oh my God, that is so good. I love that part. I have to see that. Well, that'll be the photo I'll use for the article. Like if you've already done promo shots of you guys with the love machine. I think that's great. Let me ask you another question. Like, are there different, like, what are the differences between, and maybe do you think you'll do one together? Like, the packaging, it's Cheech's. What is yours called? There's Cheech's, no, Chong's. You know how you each have a brand name for your products?
Let me think. Let me think. Cheech's Private Stash.
That's right, Private Stash.
Cheech's Private Stash, and Tommy Chong Cannabis.
Tommy Chong Cannabis.
That was my. We had another name, but we're in litigation over it, so it's Tommy Chong's Cannabis.
Yeah, which is fine. Your name is well known enough. You don't even have to do a snazzy, name.
Yeah.
Are there differences with, like, are you guys dealing with the same farms and the same, or you have totally different, like, people that, create?
Well, for a while, Cheech had his own guy and I had mine, and now it's all together. We got a real pro, and now we got real pros. We up the ante on everything. Yeah. And so we got buyers and we got farms that we use that are incredible. I mean, our product really, the only problem we're having with our product is that we want to move the product. Yeah. But the stores that get it, they realize they've got gold, and so they up the price, and to what it should be. Yeah, I have no problem with that, but it doesn't move as fast as our people would like it to move. Because again, it's just the name that's given you
so valuable. Yeah,
that's it. It's a name, and for some reason, if you smoke a Tommy Chong joint, you will get higher than if you just smoke a regular joint.
There you go.
And Cheech's too. Cheech, he never was the biggest pothead. He's more serious about a lot of things of his art and everything. Yeah. But he became a dab expert.
Oh.
He liked dab. He had some surgery done on his knees, and the dab, which is like hash. Yeah. It really helped him with his healing and his pain. And so Cheech is like the dab expert.
Are you selling dab products on the site?
Everything.
Well, I'm gonna go check it out right now.
I got to show you. I got to show you what I got.
Oh, show me.
This is what I've been doing, because I got a little bronchial condition, and my age too, Okay, I got to plug in the plug-in. What I got, I had these made specially for me. They're like breath mitts or breath, these, they come in a package like this here.
I see.
and what they are, they're like strips, and you take a strip.
Okay.
In fact, I'm gonna.
Oh, like those little I
Melt
think
in your mouth.
Yeah. But those have THC in them?
They got THC in them, like this one here, which I'm going to do.
What's the milligrams on one of those?
Let me see. I got to get my glasses. Yeah.
I guess it's 5 or 10, right?
Okay, the milligram reading 20.
20 for
20 milligrams.
That's strong.
Well, for people that aren't in,
I'm a lightweight, so to me that's strong.
Yeah, I won't use the word that we usually use, but no, I gotta quit smoking for a while. I love joints. I mean, that's my favorite thing, because the joint is like a friend. When you've had enough, it'll go up by itself.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
you might have to tap it up. And I got so many pipes and smoking apparatus. This is my favorite one that I got from I forget what, some head shop, but it's a little glass pipe.
Oh, that's nice.
It's like a joint pipe. And so
you put the joint in there.
You put the joint in there.
Well, that's a big joint.
Oh no, that's a Tommy Chong.
That's Tommy Chong. Wow. Well,
you know what I do? You know what I do for relaxation? I lost my rolling skills because I've been doing so many things, and then I started rolling again, and that's very therapeutic. It gives you something to do. I grew up in a farm, or in the country. It wasn't really a farm, but we had animals, and it was before television. You only had radio, and we had a wood stove, a cook stove that heated the whole house as well. And I would sit by the kindling box and carve different things, carve our toys. Like I learned how to, when we played Western stuff, I'd carve a gun, a 6-shooter. I'd carve knives and swords and all that stuff. And it was a habit that I still do to this day. And so when I'm sitting talking, in fact, the other day I was doing a podcast with Cheech, and I make these are like, this is for the instead of a roach clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Again, what I do, I make these. This is like a roach holder, and what it can do, it cools. When you smoke it, there's no burning. You can just hold it, smoke it, and then you can set it down. So you don't have to find a place to put the roach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to set it down, you just set it down, and so I make these. And the other day, I was doing a podcast with Cheech, and they weren't. I was listening more than anything, and everybody's talking, and all of a sudden, someone says, "Is somebody sanding something?" I had to single.
Oh, because you were.
Just that I have it. And they said, "Is someone sanding something?" I stopped, and they said, "Oh, Tommy."
That's funny. Are you selling those products? Are you selling your products, something like that, on the site? Because it would be a good idea.
Not really. This is Tommy Chong art,
right?
And so what I'm doing with all my carvings and that, instead of we got enough commercial stuff, bong, Tommy Chong, Cheech and Chong bongs and pipes and everything, and other people's pipes and everything. Yeah. And so what I'm doing with these here, I'm creating a collection, and so when I pass, it'll be given to the families, to my family, and because it is one of a kind, they'll have a value,
of course. Yeah.
Because right now, I don't need that kind of income. because we make so much money with everything else.
Yeah.
And so, and this is another project of mine. It's a bamboo pipe.
Ooh.
Like it grows in the bamboo.
Yeah, that's
like
made
this
out of
here.
a piece of bamboo.
Yeah. So what I do, I cut it off, sand it, not put a hole through it. And again, for a while, I was using it as a pipe, but then I found out it makes the best joint holder ever,
There you go.
And you got to light it down there. It's, my urge, the reason I took art in school, but I failed it. And the reason I failed it is I never turned anything in.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Because art, when you carve something, especially me, because I would carve my own toys or my own, and when you carve it, you're not going to give it away. You're going to keep it.
Right.
And that's what you do. You play with it, and then you get tired of it. That's when I watch kids, especially the wealthier kids, they get so much crap that they don't respect any of it.
Right.
And what they do, they'll play it until they break it. They'll try to break it. That's why they make toys unbreakable now.
Yeah.
Because it's just a natural urge, or take it apart or something. But with me, I don't know. I just, it's therapeutic for me,
Oh, I think it's amazing. Thank you for showing me that. I think my time is kind of winding down, but I do want to ask you, are you doing any other acting projects or any other projects you could share with us?
I did a pilot, I guess a pilot for the 70s show, only it's called the 90s show.
Oh, so sort of like an offshoot from the 70s, but called for the 90s?
Yep, it's called the Nanny Show, and it's got Red and Kitty and Ashton and all the old guys. They all came back for a bit, and I showed up. Leo shows up, and I don't know if it's going or not.